Okay, part 3 here. These don't include the 4th or the 7th. So here's C. We're talking about pentatonic building blocks that actually led to the 7L master pattern. And then we're going to fit caged shapes, which most intermediate guitarists know about caged shapes. Beginners don't know about them. Beginning guitar is usually just chords. I didn't mean to play such a simple thing. I mean, you could do chords and fingering. And then, what I always wanted to do was how can I start to play a melody while I'm playing a chord? And what I found out is pianists, pianists can do that because they play a chord on the left hand and a melody on the right. But guitarists don't have to do that. They get this groove going, where they'll go something like. That's what they do, and they play between the two melody and. Anyway, so this is the so more intermediate is this is the chord the caged, okay. This is the caged shapes. I'll zoom out a little bit. Let's see if we can get the E shape there. I don't know, for some reason the E doesn't want to be there. There it is. I'm learning how to pan around in the full screen. The full screen is just nicer. You don't get the browser window, but you can't grab something and slide it around unless we go to the actual charts that I have on Facebook. You can magnifier in to them easy and drag them around. The problem is the version of these charts that I have on Facebook is it's not as detailed. So you couldn't zoom in like this to this very thing like that. All right, they have to be simplified. They're like 100 times less memory, and I found that's a lot quicker, and they're smaller too. This chart here, actually, what we're looking at is like about, I don't know, 10 8 by 11s in landscape in one direction. They're huge. They don't have to be. They just worked out to be that way. I didn't realize I was making like wall size posters, which is interesting. Anyway, so let's look at that E now. So the whole thing is based on, these are the pentatonic scales. So for the E shape, doesn't matter what you started on, but in C, in the key of C, is going to start on the 7, which is a blue note here. All right. So, but I'm going to start it on root because the pentatonic starts on the root. You see how the pentatonic starts on the root, but the diatonic, which is the full scale, which adds the 4th and the 7th to the pentatonic. 4 plus pentatonic is 5 plus 2 is 7. That's 7 notes. That's a lot of notes. And we also add, well, the 7th is the let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then it starts again. That's where we get the 7s from. So here's the pentatonic. That's an E pentatonic. All right. So I can show you on piano that it actually goes root to. Oh, I was playing a. What was I playing that in? I don't remember what key I was playing that in. Oh, that was in C. Okay, so it goes. Right, it was the key of C because this is in the key of C. We know what we did because we proved it, but really because we did it. If you did it, you can prove it. If you didn't do it, you can't prove it. All right, I don't mean to sound like, um, I know the name of the actor. I know the name of the actor. I'm not gonna look. I can't stop these videos. I have to find out how I could possibly pause them. But from making all my tapes, audio tapes in the past 30 years ago, um, I found it's better to leave it rolling because it makes you a better performer if you're not going to edit the heck out of it. So anyway, it'll be 7 root 2 3 4 5 root 2 3 4 5 6 7 root 2 3 4 5 6 7 root. Now what's that? That's 5 root and 3 like that, but that's probably actually a 3 up here, so it's probably a 5 root and a 3 up here. Yes, it is. If we wanted to look at the intervals, interesting. If we wanted to look at something different, such as this would be 3 5 root. That's first inversion, and then root would be root 3 5 right there. Okay. So what it is the pentatonic goes, it goes dun, I'm going to do it up here. Now here's a step and a half, a minor third, whole step, whoop, get back there, get back there. We had it. Every time we get somewhere, something's been happening. There we are. There we are. Something's been happening. All right. So you can see there's some not nice happenings here. Okay. So in the A, we could do the same in the A, but we were working in the E, and that was an E-shaped C. We can do an A-shaped C. An A-shaped C starts on 5. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's that's what the pattern is. So these boxes became what was going on, and look, they're partial boxes. What would really happen is this box went underneath the fretboard, and this one was on the fretboard, and then this one started 2, 3, 5, 6, and then it's supposed to go to R2 up here. This would have been above the fretboard. There's no string there. No string, no sound. Let's look at this one. We've got a full S2L up here, right? And then we've got an S3S here, but down here we've only got the top of the S2L. The other one would be down here on a hypothetical, as many strings as you want. No string, no sound. So this 3-5 is actually sunken. Anything that's that's off the fretboard that we want to talk about I consider it as sunken. So that's where we get the characteristic shapes are not only from the warp, and these are warped. It means this is, see how this 6, oh no, these are unwarped. These are unwarped. Okay, you can tell because anytime you're looking at 6 strings on a guitar, if the first string and the top string and the bottom string are not exactly the same, that means they're not warped. In my diagrams, these are pure patterns, all P4. If we took this guy and put him over to here, that would be warped. Okay. So one of the things that gives this is warped. All right. So the 3 and the 6 is actually above the R. One of the things that gives the the caged positions their shape is the warp. The other thing that gives the cage position